Okay, Blue Jays Bo Bichette back on the IL, 10 days, right quad strain. This is the same leg that was the knee injury about a month ago, leading up to the trade deadline that had him on the IL. Blue Jays traded for Paul DeYoung at the trade deadline as a interim stopgap situation. Obviously, that ended poorly. Paul DeYoung hit like under 100 in his time in Toronto. We DFA'd him. He was picked up by the Giants and then hilariously went like 3 for 5 with a home run in his first game with the Giants. However, he has gone 0 for 16 in his time since. So I think we can all say that, yeah, Paul DeYoung probably not quite cut out for a big league squad at this point in his career. So who did the Blue Jays bring up? Was it Addison Barger? Was it a Relvis Martinez? Who would we bring up? Maybe a Cam Eden, a speedster? No, we went with infielder Mason McCoy. Wide mouth Mason. Say it with me. So who the hell is Mason McCoy, and why are the Blue Jays absolutely screwed if this is a long injured list stint for Bo Bichette? Well, Mason McCoy, who is he? Plays second, plays short, plays third. The offensive stats don't look good. 28 years old. Never got a sniff of Major League Baseball. That's not what I like to see. With pitchers, I don't mind it so much, but with an offensive fielding position guy, not what I want to see. So he's hitting 192 batting average with an OPS of 572 in 21 games with the Bison since coming over from that trade with the Seattle Mariners. We traded Trent Thornton, got Mason McCoy back in return. So why Mason McCoy? Why is he brought up? Well, little deep dive on Mason McCoy, and we see wearetacoma.com. So this is from July 26th, 2023. Rainiers lose team's best defender, Mason McCoy. Does that get you excited? Does that get you floating your boat here? Blue Jays got a great defender. Oh, that makes me excited. Can you feel the sarcasm? Can you feel the sarcasm? Okay, so here's the article from July 26th. I don't know if you can hear my dog barking. I just saw the mail truck pull up, so I know he's going to be barking in the background of the mail person. My apologies for that. Here we go. When the Mariners traded Tacoma shortstop Mason McCoy to the Blue Jays for reliever Trent Thornton, a brilliant defender is the description of Mason McCoy, who is one of the top 5 defensive shortstop in Tacoma's franchise history, dating all the way back to 1960. It's a AAA team. I don't know if that really says much at all, but elite defensive shortstop with not much going on at the plate. The career numbers aren't that good either. Season totals 226, the OPS of 707 with his time in Tacoma. He was in the Baltimore organization before that. It's not, I'm sorry, this is not a season-saving move for the Blue Jays. Why not bring up Addison Barger? Why not? I don't know. I go back and forth on this. I mean, on the one hand, is it a desperation move? Yeah, it is. But is this the time of the season to be desperate? Yeah, hate to break it to you. Blue Jays 2.5 games back of a wild card spot. These are desperate times. We just lost our best player. Bo Bichette, hands down, Blue Jays' best player. Although Vladdy's heating up, we're like, 30 games left in the season? We got to make up 2.5 games on the Texas Rangers and the Houston Astros. I don't think we're catching Tampa Bay. Seattle seems white hot. We got Boston nipping at our heels. these are desperate times. This is not the time to be calling up a exceptionally talented defensive shortstop who at 28 years old has never been able to crack a major league squad. This is bad. This is bad. I don't know how to sugarcoat this. I tried. This video was supposed to be, hey, Wide Mouth Mason, he's a really good defender, so be excited about that. This is not a team that needs defensive help. This is a team that leads the league in like pitching, all defensive metrics. I feel like we can afford to have a defensive liability out there if they're bringing power to the plate or a high on base percentage. I'd take. I mean, when talking with my co-host there, Scott, he says maybe this is just to prevent starting the clock on some of these younger prospects, the service time manipulation, all that. If that's the case, I hate it. Also, if Ross Atkins is in a hot seat situation, he shouldn't be worried about starting the clock. So maybe that's an indication he's not feeling the heat. He feels very secure. Read into those tea leaves what you want. I don't know. Here's the Blue Jays schedule, and we'll end on this. Bo Bichette, 10-day injured list. So he's out for the rest of the Washington series, Colorado, Oakland. He won't be back at the earliest until this Kansas City Royals situation. However, if it's an extended stay on the IL, and he's not back in time for this Texas series. This Texas series, September 11 to 14, this has season back-breaking implications on it. We just can't go into this 4-game series without our best players. So if he's not back and the solution is Mason McCoy, the Jays are hooped. Jays are screwed. We got 15 games to end the season against the AL East. Rays, Yankees, Red Sox, and then these 4 against the Rangers. Look, we should be able to limp through Washington, Colorado, Oakland, Kansas City. That's a 12-game stretch. We should be able, isn't it sad to say, weather the storm against these awful, awful franchises without Bo Bichette? But if he's not back for Texas, this season's over. So, I don't know. If that's the case, I'd say definitely bring up Addison Barger, put Davis Schneider in at third base. Let's see what we got in these kids. We got to make decisions on Matt Chapman this offseason. I mean, at some point, without Bo Bichette, if we don't finish these next 10 games above 500, and we don't have Bo back for Texas, like, okay, now we're auditioning and we're figuring out questions that need to be resolved this offseason. I hate to say it, but Blue Jays are kind of fucked without Bo Bichette. Terrible time for him to go down. It's the same leg that he hurt his knee a week ago, so this is like a re-aggravation, overcompensation, I don't know what. Not a good sign. These are the lingering sorts of injuries that can just, even if he comes back, he's not going to be at 100%. This is devastating news. I don't know how else to cut it to you. Scott and I will be back with a mailbag tomorrow. Davis Schneider joins the show Thursday morning. Get your questions in for Davis Schneider. We're excited to talk with him. So there it is. Blue Jays are fucked. Wide Mouth Mason is the call up. Defensive stud. He's not a major league player, not at 28 years old. This is tough news. This is really tough news. Okay. We'll see you guys tomorrow for Mailbag and David Schneider on Thursday. Cheers.